All right, guys, it's bang on 105. And so we are going to just jump right in and get started. Welcome, everyone. Jovial says, I wish to know the same thing as Cecilia and Kalia. And if an introverted person like me can be a campus ambassador, Jovial, we are kindred spirits because I am also very much so introverted, or I like to think I consider myself introverted, but here I am talking to you guys. And so it is possible to set aside being introverted when it's time for you to perform. And I've had to learn how to do that. And so, yes, it is very much possible for an introverted person to do anything. It's just that you need to be prepared for the occasion and be confident when it's time for you to, put yourself out there. So, hello, everyone. Again, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Kadia Francis. I am the Group Digital Marketing Officer here at the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean, and I will be your host today for the UCC Campus Ambassador Program Relaunch Information Session. That's a lot to get out, right? And basically, what we wanted to do was just have a chat with you guys, let you know what it is that we're doing, why we're doing this program, why we want you involved in this program, and how this program can really benefit you both in the immediate term and in the medium to long term. All right. So we are just going to jump in and get started. So what are some of the things that we're going to discuss here today? So as Kalia and Cecilia said, we're going to discuss, my mic keep falling. We're going to discuss how to become a campus ambassador. What does it mean to be a campus ambassador or a CAP officer? What are some of the requirements for becoming a campus ambassador? What does the role entail? What are your, daily, weekly, monthly tasks and duties, and your general role and responsibility within the UCC community, as well as benefits, because that's where the juicy part comes in, right? Like, how much money am I gonna get? How much money am I gonna get? So that's where the juicy part comes in. We're also going to be talking about benefits. But I didn't just want to come sit on here and talk to you guys about a program. So I invited two very special people here to join me because I want them to talk to you. One is going to talk to you about what her experience was like when she was a campus ambassador. And the other is going to talk to you about her experience creating content, because even though she's not a campus ambassador, her content was so good that we reposted it on all our UCC platforms. And she has been consistently creating really great student-centric content that has been featured across all our platforms. And so I want her to come and talk to you, to tell you a little bit about how she goes about, the idea, generating ideas for content and then putting that together. So I'm going to invite up right now Miss Alisha Thorpe. Alisha Thorpe was our former campus ambassador. Alisha Thorpe is a final year hospitality and tourism management student. And I don't know if you guys have been on social media, you should know this face by now. She's very prolific online. She's a model, shemoggle, yes, talk to her nice, shemoggle things, yes. And she has been in several publications doing her thing as an influencer. Alisha, welcome, welcome. It's good to have you.
Thank you.
So I want you to talk to our students here today and tell them a little bit about, first of all, introduce yourself, and then tell them a little bit about how you got into, well, it wasn't a campus ambassador program at the time, but how you became a ambassador for UCC online and what that entailed and what your experience was like.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us here. My name is Alisha Thorpe. And as Ms. Francis said, I'm a model, youth advocate, and I was the brand ambassador for UCC for a short period of time. So I was interested in the TikTok ambassador program. That's what it was called back then, because I heard that you would have gotten like a percentage off your tuition. And when I heard it, I'm like, okay, I want to participate in that until they told me that I was already on a scholarship. So we can like form a partnership where I would make content and they would pay me for the content. Right. The experience, it was my first time working with corporate, even though I was a model at the time. It was like, small brands that I was working with. It wasn't anything big like my school. So when I did that, we had a contract and they would send me video ideas and they also gave me creative freedom on certain things that I feel students would enjoy. I really enjoyed the creative freedom because it made me feel like in control and I feel like I know my people. Because sometimes to get to students, you have to think like a student, and I'm a student. My experience was good with them. The payments weren't late. I know some people probably want to hear that part. So they had a whole process where you would send in your invoice and then they would send it through accounting, and then through accounting, boom, in your account. So you don't have to text them. Don't have to be like, I wish for money there. Oh, I'm going to get paid. Because everything is in the contract. It's very formal and I really appreciate that. Another good thing about it was that I felt great. I felt like I was providing value and I was of like importance to students at UCC. I always felt like I have this leader characteristic about me. So being able to make content to educate persons, but to also entertain them, I felt great doing that. And even when I visit campus, persons are like, oh, I saw you on UCC TikTok page. And I'm like, that's so cool. So I really enjoyed feeling recognized and kind of made me feel validated as a young woman. So I really enjoyed the experience, but it was a bit short because certain things, it wasn't smooth sailing, but probably this is why this is the relaunch. And I believe that this relaunch now would be more strategic and we'll get more content to create. Okay. So in the email, you mentioned that you wanted me to share some tips and tricks. So I'm gonna tell you some things based on what my experience was like. All right. So number one, you have to work closely with the team, right? So you have to know who you're targeting. Like in my head, I realized that, okay, high schoolers who are looking to enter university and persons looking to study something, whether it's like, just to get a degree or to actually get an education. So you have to work closely with, I worked with Shamar, but this time you'd work with Miss Francis, Shamar Mason, that is. Sometimes they would send you a script, but you would be required to send a script to them so that they can review it. And if there's any changes, then they will tell you, okay, you can take out this part. I don't like how this sounds. So you have to work closely with them because teamwork makes the dream work. Second thing, we know nowadays that everybody attention span kind of short. Unfortunately. So I recommend when you're making a video, think about the end goal. How do you want people to feel? What's the takeaway of this video? Write down the script, as I said before, and you can go and chat GPT. I know that Miss Fran's a big fan of chat GPT. And you can write in, what hook would grab my audience attention? And think about starting with a question like, education matters, does it? Or, something interesting to make persons want to listen, or a strong opinion like pineapple should be on pizza. Something like that to make people really want to tune in and listen and be like, okay, I don't agree with this, or I agree with this. Let me hear more about what she has to say or what he has to say. The third thing would definitely be to have a content planner. This part for me, it was a bit on and off, right? Because I wasn't granted the opportunity to make a lot of content. I feel like in total, I made 12 videos, right? I think that's the amount that I made. So when it comes down to content planning, you have to think about the amount of content that you're going to create. And most of the times they give you like a deadline and be like, okay, when was it? International Women's Day. They wanted me to make a video and you had a deadline to upload that video, send it to them, get it verified, whatever. So for example, if they give you 3 videos, think about the one that is probably going to be the hardest. Then you prioritize that one, get your materials together. If you're going to need a ring light, an extra phone, a mic, and plan everything together. The issue with me sometimes with that as a creative, it's like you get this creative juice. And sometimes when you have a deadline and you don't feel creative, you're like, I can't make this video. Like, I don't feel like it. You know, you don't get the great idea to come in front of the camera and talk and grab everyone's attention. So I guess that comes with discipline and actually planning out your thing, because if I did that more in depth, then I wouldn't, depend on feeling that creative juice or that excitement to make content, even though we do depend on that as creatives. So those are my 3 takeaways from my experience. So I hope it helped you. And if you have any questions, you can ask at the end of our meeting and I'll be happy to answer them.
All right. That's what you call short and sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So much. Thank you so much, Alisha. So she said a few things and I was like, ooh, right. Not being able to create a lot of content and, the transactional part of it not being as smooth out as we would like, but we are dealing with an institution, right? And so that will happen sometimes, but I hope to be able to, make it a lot easier for you to engage and participate in the program. So thanks again, Alisha, for sharing your experience. And guys, even before Alisha was working with us to create content, she was creating content on her own and tagging us in the content. And we're like, oh, okay, we see you. We see what you're doing. We like it. And that's how the engagement really started. And so we do acknowledge persons who we see in the online space doing things. And so feel free to tag us in your videos. If we like it, we will post it and we will tag you in it just so you can get your credit. All right. So let's jump right in now to talk about exactly what this thing is and what you can hope to get out of it. So I like to share a little presentation because it helps to keep me on track. You know what I mean? And so the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is exactly what is the Campus Ambassador Program? Well, it's a collaboration between you, the student, and us, UCC. Now, we know that we can't be everywhere all the time. We can't know what is happening within the student body all the time. And there's so many things happening at UCC. Sometimes students, we get a lot of, oh, I didn't know that was happening, or why would you never tell me? We told you your email is just full. Your email is just full. And so we recognize that there are other ways, or we needed to find more innovative and creative ways to be able to connect with and engage with our students, because believe it or not, we want to hear from you. We actually want you to have a really good experience while you're at UCC, because that benefits us and it benefits you. It benefits you because you're getting quality education and a quality experience, but it benefits us because you can tap away and say, yeah, UCC are going with themselves, right? And so we want that reciprocal relationship where we understand what is happening within the student body, both on campus and online. We understand what's happening. We can address what's happening, but we can also understand what it is that you need from us as a student to the university. What kind of activities would you like to see happen at UCC? Student-led activities. What are some of the things you want us to talk about? Is there somebody in the online space or out there that you would want to hear from? You want us to invite them into the university so you can hear from them, because it would benefit you academically, it would benefit you personally. We want to know that. And so as the campus ambassador representing your campus, a part of what you're going to be doing is liaising with the student population, or getting involved in the student population to kind of find out what's happening and what they need. We're more interested in what it is that you need and how we can work together so we're happy and you're happy. And that's the crux of the campus ambassador program. So as a CAP ambassador, you're going to help us find innovative and creative ways to engage our students, to connect with students, as well as to put UCC out there in the spotlight, to talk about UCC and some of the things that we're doing that you like, the things that we're doing that you like and that you think other persons could benefit from. So we have our student referral program. That's one of the ways that we're trying to, get students to participate in campus life and earn while doing that. So that's one of the things that we want you to help us to push out there and promote, because persons have been getting some serious coins, right? I see you here, Deandra, right? So persons have, and I see Lincoln as well. So persons have benefited from the program, but you won't just be talking to current students, you'd also be talking to prospective students who may be contemplating coming to UCC. So you'd have an opportunity to engage with them as well, broadening your own experiences while giving them an idea of what it would be like to be a student here at UCC. So you're going to assist with boosting student participation, because sometimes, guys, y'all don't come to things, right? And so the campus ambassador will help us get you motivated, get you interested. And if it is that we're doing something and you're like, no, we're not really interested in that, but if you did it this way, we also want to know that so we can get you participating. Because one of the things I want to let you guys know too is that going to a university is not just about studying. It's not just about completing your assignments and your tasks. It's also about the experience. And my background is law. That's what I studied. That's what my degree is in. Am I doing law? No, I'm not doing law. I've not done law since I've gotten my degree. But I tell people every day that it's the experiences I had while going to school, and it is the activities that I got myself in, the networks that I was able to build, the friendships and the relationships that I was able to foster, that has given me some serious advantages outside of the school setting. And we want that for you. We want you to be able to build network, build relationships, have the experience. So when you get out there into the world of work, it's not just, well, I did pass some subject, I'm going to do some things at university, but you had a very rich and rewarding and fulfilling experience. You might not see it now, but I can tell you, when you get out there in the world of work and you have to adult, it's going to come in clutch for you, those relationships and experiences. All right. I see somebody, I see people in the chat. All right. I'm going to come to the chat in just a second. Let me just get through this quick. All right. So what is your responsibility? What is your role as a CAP officer? And so some of the things that we expect from you as a CAP officer is for you to drive awareness of UCC and UCCA, although UCCA is now UCC proper, but still drive awareness of the brands and the products that we have to offer, and support student marketing activities and activation. So we actually do a lot of activities around students, but as I said, sometimes the information don't get to you, or sometimes you may not understand what it is that we are trying to do. And so we're trying to bridge that communication gap. So we know what you want and we can get you what you want. And then when we get you what you want, you come. Right. We also want you to assist us in conducting marketing and promotional activities using social media. Social media is a big component of this. But you'll also be working with several teams within UCC. So you'll be working with the marketing team and me, right? You'll also be working with the Department of Student Services, and you'll be working with recruitment departments as well, right? So with the Department of Student Services, your main role is to help with getting information out to students. We understand that your email is a little bit full, it's inundated. And so your role is to go to the student body to say, hey guys, this is what is happening. This is the information. This is how you can participate. And that goes for when there's exams coming up. We do share tips and guides for exams as well. We need that to get to you so you can ace your exams, right? As well as all the other benefits like getting an appointment with somebody in DSS to talk about mapping out your future in terms of your career. That is a service that we offer here, right? So we can help you chart your path. So what happens after UCC? Where do you want to go? What do you need to study? Who do you need to talk to? That kind of service is available. And so we want to get that information out to you. You'll be working with recruitment to promote our programs. Guys, we have a program for just about anything you can think of. UCC is prolific when it comes to programs, but not just traditional programs, but programs in new and emerging fields like science and technology. And it's really exciting. And so we want to tell people out there that anything you can think of in terms of a career, and even if you can't think of it yet, but it's an emerging career, chances are we're already behind the scenes working to make those qualifications, the programs available to you so you can get qualified. Another thing too is we want you to build relationship with campus leadership. We know that there are people on campus who they've built up or established themselves as a kind of leader on that campus where students will go to say, hey, this is happening. Could you could you intervene on my behalf, etc. We want to build relationship with those persons because those are naturally built relationship. We don't want to disturb that, but we also want to be we want to be in a friend group. We want to be friends with those persons, right? So we can understand what's happening. We also want to develop campus-specific outreach programs. So especially for our other campuses, we want to know what's happening on those campuses, what we can make happen on those campuses, again, so we can enrich your experiences. And we also want you to help us with feedback. Feedback is so absolutely important. You know, when you're handing your assignment and they mark your assignment, but then they're sitting on there, you're going, so was it good? Was it not good? What's going on? You want that feedback so you can know, or you can gauge where you are in terms of, am I understanding? Am I not understanding what's happening? You don't just want a mark, you want feedback. And so we want to hear from you. We want insights. We want you to be as honest as possible to say, listen, this is not working. Nobody likes this. Don't do this, or this is working, give us your feedback and we'll definitely take it into consideration, and where we can fix it, we will fix it, but we can't fix it if we don't know what it is that needs to be fixed. And so that's where the campus officer, the CAP officer come in to help us to get that information so we can then take action. So what are the tasks and duties of a campus ambassador? Well, we want you to help us create content. Content is a big deal now, right? If you are anybody doing anything anywhere, you're automatically a content creator these days. It's just the world that we live in, right? So as a university, we're always recruiting, but we also want to showcase what is happening on campus with our students. We want big enough to say, hey, listen, one of our students did this and this and this, and it was bomb. And we want the world to know that this was bomb. And so we want to know who these students are who are doing very well, and we want to showcase them. So one of the programs we have now is the Honor Society program. And that's where persons who are on the honor roll, or persons who are just doing amazing things, whether at UCC or off the campus, we want to know who you are so we can put you out there and highlight you and promote you. So some of the content you'll be creating will be around that. We want you to help us spread the word. So when we do post about a new program or about an exam guide that's coming out, or important dates or activities, we also want you to help us to put that out there by promoting it on your platforms. We want you to collect and submit student sentiment reports. So listen, I tried to call customer service not answering, I'm a bringo. I just gave away my age. Y'all don't say Bringle anymore, do you? Oh my God. You're upset, right? You're upset. We need to know that. We need to know what's happening. We also need to know if everything is going well, if you're having a good time and if things are going great for you. We also want to know that too. Positive reinforcement, right? We also want to know that as well. We also want you to use established instant messaging channels to communicate and share information with students. And we are going to arm you with all the information you will need. So if somebody comes and says, so what is this about? Sometimes it is difficult for students to get in touch with someone who is in a position to answer a question. So we're going to arm our campus officers with the necessary information they're going to need to answer queries regarding upcoming events, programs, promotions, and any other pertinent information that would benefit our student body. I see you guys in the chat. I'm going to be looking at the chat in a minute. So let's look at some of the benefits. Okay, what are y'all going to get in exchange for all of this stuff? What are y'all going to get? So in exchange, you guys are going to be paid. It's a paid internship. We don't believe in doing things for free. It's a paid internship. So for the content that you create, every time you create content, etc., you're going to be paid for that content. Now, we are still developing monetary incentives for students. And so as soon as we sign off on the other monetary incentives, you're going to hear about it. But for the time being, you're going to be paid for the content that you're creating. And that will continue even after the other monetary incentives, come on board. But you'll also get a chance to learn. Guys, never discount or never turn down an opportunity to learn from experts, to learn from people who are experienced within the space. So working with DSS, working with marketing, working with recruitment, you're going to develop a lot of valuable skills. And let me tell you, as someone who is in the marketing department, but separately, I teach digital literacy and communication. Let me tell you that jobs of the future will require persons who are very good communicators, very good problem solvers, persons who can think critically. And project management embodies all of those things, right? And it's not just communication as in oral communication, but it's communication as with written communication, and also being able to communicate ideas effectively. And so those are some of the skills that you're going to develop working as a CAP officer. And of course, the opportunity to build your personal brand. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is for you as young people going through university to start building your own personal brand, especially in the digital space, because the world of work is competitive. Even if you want to do your own thing and you want to be an entrepreneur, it is competitive. So the best time for you to start to put your ideas out there, to become visible, to become relevant, is now. And so what we are going to do is leverage our very large and extensive UCC network, right? We're going to extend that to you to say, hey, as the face of our digital brand, you're going to be all over our platforms. You're going to be on our Instagram channel, Facebook channel. You're going to be on our LinkedIn, on our TikTok. You'll be in our emails, everywhere that we can promote you and put you. And so you become visible to people who you may want to become visible to. It could be a potential employer. It could be an opportunity for an internship. It could be whatever. Becoming visible by us extending our platform to you so you can become visible and build your own brand is something that we thought would also be very valuable to a young person going through university. And as I said, there are other incentives that we are thinking through and working out, and you'll hear more about what those are later on. All right. So what are the requirements to become a CAP officer? Yeah, this microphone. Okay. So one of the most important one, of course, is that you must be enrolled in a program at UCC, right? It doesn't matter what program, as long as you're enrolled in a program at UCC. You must have some kind of interest in marketing. It doesn't mean that that's what you want to do for a career, but it's something that you're interested in. Whether the interest is really in marketing yourself, which please, very much welcome, because we love people who love to put themselves out there. So whether the interest is in marketing yourself or just learning the ins and outs of marketing and communication, that's a massive plus. If you have experience in creating content for social media, that's also a massive plus. Extremely organized and detail oriented. Alisha can tell you, and Natalia is going to tell you, creating content is not easy. It's not the most fun thing to do. It's not the easiest thing to do. And so you have to be extremely organized and you have to pay attention to detail. And you have to be a self-starter in that when it comes to generating ideas, etc., we're not going to necessarily be able to say, okay, we think you should do this, but we want you to come to us with ideas that sometimes we never even thought about. But as a student, you know better than us what other students would want to see. Strong written skills. That's so important. Strong written skills when you're writing those captions, right? Or we may ask you to write a blog post, depends on what we're doing. The writing has to be on point. The grammar, the spelling, you know what I mean? It has to be on point. And strong communication skills, effectively communicating your idea, effectively communicating your thoughts, and being able to organize that in such a way where it come across clearly and the impact is felt, right? And so the application process. Oh no, this may be the part where you're like, you have to fill out a form, guys. I mean, what in this day and time you're applying for it, you don't have to fill out a form, right? You have to fill out a form, and I want to show you. I'm going to show you what that form looks like. Let me stop sharing my screen for a minute, and then because I want to show you what that form looks like. Just for you to get an idea of what you're going to have to complete. You know what I mean? All right, let me share my screen again. So here's the form. It's very basic information, guys. Your name, contact information, what are you studying, program you're doing, the year that you're in, the campus, because what we're ideally looking for is to have a CAP officer at each campus. You anticipated year of graduation. If you're currently involved in any campus activities, that's important. And then for you to describe what those activities are. Do you have an active social media account? That is also very much relevant and important, right? You have to already be familiar with the online space. Do you have experience creating content? No, guys, we're asking you these questions, but these are not, oh my God, if I don't, then it's absolutely no. Because as I said, we are very much interested in working with people who are creative, who are innovative, and who can clearly and effectively communicate ideas. And so you may not necessarily have created content for another brand before, but you may have created content for yourself. So you're still qualified to apply, right? Do you have experience promoting brands on social media or at in-person events? Not sure why that question is there twice. I'm slightly blind in one eye. Never mind. Are you willing to commit to a minimum of 15 hours per month to engage with current and prospective students? So it's just 15 hours per month. That's not a lot. And that's not set in stone either. That's just minimum, right? And the grand finale, we want you to show us what you can do, okay? We want you to create a video, 60 to 90-second video on any topic you want, but it has to be student related. And it could be a day in the life of a UCC student, how you prepare for class, or, some study hack or whatever, something. It has to be related to students, and it would have to be something that students would be interested in. Okay. And that's it. It's not long. It's mostly yes or no kind of answers. And, you click on your thing and your thing. The real crux of it, though, is to create that video, because we want to see what it is that you are working with. What are some of the skills that you already have? Because one of the things we intend to do is help you develop those skills. So we want to see what we're working with, right? We want to see the raw material, if you want to call it that. So that's pretty much it for, the overview of what the Campus Ambassador Program is. As I said, we're going to send out this document to you. It has a little bit more detail in it. So you can see and you can read it in your own time to see what it's about. And the chat is blowing up. Oh my God. Let's see. How did I know the video was going to be? Yeah, we need to see what we're working with. Of course. This is a good program. Student always ask questions. Thank you, Marcel. We know you guys always ask questions, and we're like, you guys don't ask us the questions sometimes, and sometimes by the time we get the questions, it's late. We want to be as on top of it as we possibly can. Okay. When you post on Instagram, mention them on your stories or reels. Same with TikTok. Yes, we do repost. When we see you guys doing awesome things out there. Guys, it doesn't even have to be a UCC. If you are a UCC student and you're doing awesome things at church, in the community, wherever, let us know. We want to know these things so we can help promote you and put you out there as well. Roughly, Kalia, roughly, but that wouldn't necessarily be consistent. It just depends on when you're creating content for us, but yes, roughly. All of these sound really nice now. Like, yes. The form is not that bad. I thought she was going to ask us to do a blog post and market it. Oh, there's the video. Of course, Tamara. Listen, guys, you saw this coming. You're smart. You saw this coming, right? Most of the content, and let me tell you why video more than anything else, guys. I'll explain why video more than anything else. Video runs social media. We are in the marketing department. We know this, right? Video runs social media. It's where most of the engagement come from. And we always post static posts about our programs, blah, blah, etc. So we want the other post. We want to create a variety of posts. So we want the other posts to be as engaging as possible. As a newbie to the marketing world, I want to gain the practical experience and believe it will be beneficial for me. But my concern is that I may not have the experience you guys are looking for. Oh, why is that, Jovial? Why would you say that? I have had an interest in marketing and graphic design since grade 8. Damara, are you where I look for? This is for you, okay? Will there be a group for these ambassadors? Yes, we're going to create a WhatsApp group for ambassadors where we exchange ideas, we talk about topics, we give you tips, advice, that kind of stuff. And I'm going to be managing that group. So y'all going to see this face. Y'all going to see my face, right? And we're going to make sure that you guys have everything that you would need to have to get this, to be successful doing this. Because guys, it's going to look really nice on your resume. So only need to start build up on a resume from like no, yeah. So they can get some advantage when you guys going to an interview with somebody. Yeah, and they say, I was a campus ambassador. I represented UCC online. Yeah, look good for your resume. All right. So if you guys have any questions, Mode Sweet, I'm marketing for a living. Come on. You didn't expect any less. Come on. Okay. How many ambassadors will be enrolled? Well, we want 2 ambassadors per campus. 2 per campus. So that's 10. And we may have special ambassadors for special programs. So that's 10. Yes, 2, because suppose one person have exams and another person absent or then get sick, you need a deputy. Yeah, you need a deputy. The deputy. Right. Two dege. Thought it would be more. No. As I said, we will pull in other persons for different things. So know that UCCA is going to be a part of UCC. As a College of Vocational Studies, there's going to be a rep from there. So technically, it's about 12 because that's going to be a rep, even though it's still a part of UCC. They have special programs that and special considerations for them as well. So it's about 12. There is no set number exactly. So it's about 10 or 12, but as we need persons, we can put it in. So depending on what it is, you may be a more long-term ambassador, or we may ask you to work on a campaign or a program, etc. So we want to see how we can incorporate as many people as possible. So don't hear 10 and go, oh my God, just apply. Of course, Marcella, I'm here talking a medium love t-shirt. A medium love t-shirt. You're gonna get t-shirt, you're gonna get hat, you're gonna get things. Of course, my love things. I'm like give people things. Don't worry about it. If you guys have any questions, please to drop it in the chat. But we're gonna move right along to our next speaker, who's gonna come and talk to us about how she became visible online and how is it that she creates content that has been shared widely across UCC networks. Is Natalia in the building? Is Natalia in the building?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. There she is. Welcome, Natalia. Guys, I know you know this face because Miss Thing over here has been doing her thing. She did debate things with trophy and things. Yeah. Big things Natalia over here going on with. And so without further ado from me, Natalia, please greet our guests, introduce yourself, and take it away.
Yes. So good afternoon, everyone. I am Natalia Burton. For those of you who do not know me, I'm very involved as a student. I debate. I kind of am involved in everything that I can possibly be involved in. So today I am here to talk to you about a specific thing I've been involved in, and that is creating content specifically for the purpose of representing UCC. So I will be giving you guys a crash course on content creation because I know I've seen in the chat that some of you guys are worried that you may not have enough experience and you may have some things that you're unsure about. So I'm going to be giving you 6 things that once you know, trust me, you're going to be all set to get started on your journey as an ambassador. And I'm so glad that I have the opportunity to actually speak on this now ahead of your applications so that you can take some of these tips into consideration for your application process. So one of the first things that I find to be very important is knowing your audience, right? Before you create any type of content, you have to know really and truly who your target audience is. So, in this case, it's current and prospective students. So you need to really think like a student, which is great because we're all students, and know what students are interested in, what they want to hear, the types of questions that they want to answer, that they want you to answer. And you have to keep that in mind for when you're creating content. And, once you have this in mind, another thing that's good to have in mind is to really and truly analyze the purpose that you want your content to have. So you either will do or have done a course called public speaking. And one of the things that's touched on in that class is that, content or presentations have different purposes. So you can have a video that's going to inform someone, that's going to persuade someone, that's going to entertain someone, so make them laugh, that's going to inspire someone to do something like register for a course. And really and truly, when you know this, it's going to give you a more targeted approach to the type of content that you want to create. And it's going to make the process a lot more seamless. So you can either do this per post, so per task. So sometimes you get an instruction and Miss Francis will say, well, we need a video that's going to promote the student referral program. You know that one of the things that you want to do is inform. So really and truly just having that outline, that clear outline of what exactly you're supposed to do will help make your content improve in its quality. The second thing that is very good to do is to embrace your aura. So really and truly, authenticity is one of the key things that you guys will need to bring to the table as ambassadors, because that is, as cheesy as it sounds, there's only one you, and your personality should be and can be one of your biggest selling points as an ambassador. Because really and truly, you all have unique auras, right? So you can either be sporty or confident or funny, introverted like jovial, but the thing is that we need diverse campus ambassadors, because current and prospective students are able to relate to persons like you. So there are some persons who want to come to UCC, but they're like, oh, is this a school that I can really get into as an introvert? Is everyone just extroverted? So you need to show that I am here. I'm Natalia, I jovial, I'm here as an introvert, and this is my experience at UCC. So you guys need to lean into your aura, know the key traits that define you. So if you're a studious person, lean into that with your content and use that to kind of define the vibe that your content gives off, because we want diverse content. Like if everyone makes the same content, yeah, that's okay, but really and truly we want to widen our demographic or reach, so we need everyone to lean into their individualism as well. So even when you look at personalities, like it's a very outgoing, fun person. You have persons like Alisha Thorpe, who is very, classy, elegant. And you have persons like Tan Travels, who's just confident, loud, unfiltered, and a vibe. So really and truly, we see successful people are not afraid to be themselves. So you should not be afraid to be yourself as well. So the third thing that I want to touch on is showcasing the student experience, right? Because we are campus ambassadors. So as a student ambassador, you have the knowledge of what exactly it's like to be a student at UCC. You need to use that advantage to create content that really provides an authentic glimpse into student life. So, you can also tie in your personal life. So if you're a mom, if you work, you can show what it's like to be a student whilst also being involved in other things or having other things going on for yourself. So, if you want to do a vlog, a day in the life of an employed UCC student, or a day in the life of like a UCC student who's also a mom, that will get the attention of a diverse audience and will help them to see, oh, so I can also work and go to UCC. I can also have this going on and study at UCC and have things work for me. So really and truly, we want to showcase that student life, that student experience. And once again, we want to embrace our auras while we're doing it, so that we can appeal to persons like us and get them to see that UCC is truly the place for them. And, for current students as well, to have a person to relate to have a person to trust, because once you share your unique student experience and it's like someone else's, the message will be more likely to resonate. So our fourth point here is that we need to be relatable and approachable. And this is so important, because really and truly what we're supposed to do while creating content is to connect with these students. So it's not just like, I make this video and you sit and you listen. We want to form like a connection, become sort of like a family. So we need to be sure that we are able to relate to persons and to also come off as approachable. So We need to connect with our target audience. Persons should be comfortable coming to us, asking for advice, asking us questions. And, especially with what was mentioned earlier about student sentiment reports, right? You have to be approachable to connect with persons and have them come to you and share their unfiltered opinions. So really and truly, as campus ambassadors and creating our content, we want to come off as very friendly. You can, and sometimes being friendly has a stereotype, right? So sometimes people categorize it as being very bubbly, very bright. But like, look at me, I'm an introvert. I may sound a bit chirpy, probably because I drank like coffee and I'm running on fumes right now. But like, I'm mostly an introvert and I'm chill. But I'm still very outgoing. Certain things like a slight smile or like just sounding lively, even if you're an introvert, that can make you more approachable. So that is a way that you can just, not seem too white collared. So you have to seem down to earth. The next one that I want to look at is thinking big and innovating. So you have to, as a campus ambassador, not wait on Miss Francis or Miss Francis and friends to tell you every single thing that needs to be done. Sometimes you have to come with ideas. You have to innovate. You have to think big. Say, all right, I'm a student. These are the things I'm seeing. So this is the type of content I feel that we need. So, we can have, the informative content as well, but we also want content that showcases student life, the programs, the clubs, the societies. So really and truly, you have to experiment with a lot of different types of content. So maybe you want to do a vlog. Maybe you want to interview someone, like a student who's been doing some good things, like a member of staff. Maybe you want to ask them questions about what their department does. Or, maybe you want to do a campus tour, because like I tried to look for a campus tour and I didn't really see one on YouTube. So, you can look at what's lacking, look at what persons might want to know and make that content so that they have access to it. So we really want to see that, collaborations with other students and ambassadors, showcasing the student life beyond just saying, yeah, UCC has this and that. So you have to tell and you also have to show. So we want to find innovative and creative ways to do that as well. And the last thing that I want to look at is highlighting opportunities. So apologies for the background noise, but yes, as Ms. Francis would have pointed out, we really want ambassadors to highlight the things that are being offered at UCC, because some students either live under a rock or information truly just slips past them. So we need to highlight opportunities and be a point of reference. So our content needs to do that. So if you look and you see, oh, some persons don't know about the student referral program, you need to make content that highlights that. Oh, some persons don't know all the clubs at UCC. Can I make a TikTok going through all of the clubs at UCC? So really and truly, we want to be very current affairs based, keep people in the know about everything that's happening in UCC and just being that point of reference. So those are my 6 things that, I would encourage all content creators to know and do to really and truly embrace what is required of being a campus ambassador. I definitely want you guys to go forth and, just spread your wings, make unique content, push limits, and do as much as you can while remaining individual. So keeping your essence, leaning into your aura to build your brand and also to build UCC's brand, which is, the win-win outcome that we're looking for as students. So I want to thank you all for listening. And, we will be taking questions later, but, if you ever want tips or future assistance with anything, you can feel free to connect with me on Instagram or TikTok at Natalia T. Burton. Always happy to help other students out. And I can't wait to see you guys apply and really and truly just shine like the stars you are. So thank you for having me. And this is the end of my presentation.
Well, wow. Oh my days. Listen, guys, we have some superstar. We have some superstar people at UCC doing some amazing thing. And you see, guys, the reason why Natalia is here talking to you guys, Natalia is not a campus ambassador. Well, not yet. I hope she applies, right? But the reason why she's here and the reason why Alisha is here is because they were putting themselves out there. Guys, let me give you a little quick tips. And this is what I tell my students, my marketing students. There are 3 things you need to do to be successful online. You need to become visible, you need to become relevant, and you need to get your timing right, right? Once you can get those 3 things down, you are golden online. No matter what you talk about, blah, 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 it is going to take off once you get those 3 things down. So we are offering you an opportunity to learn how to do these things, to help us do these things, and to do it for yourselves as young people coming up, going out into the world of work. Because as I said, Natalia is here and Alisha is here because they were visible, they were relevant, and they got their timing down. So when the type of content that they produce at the right time. I don't know if you guys were watching Natalia doing sports during sports day, right? So that's what we mean by getting your timing right and creating relevant content and being visible. So who knows, next time we're ushering a new cohort of campus ambassador program, campus ambassador office or campus ambassadors, maybe one of you would be on here giving tips about, how to create content, or being like Alisha, well, I was a campus ambassador, maybe one of you would be that person. So it takes you to stepping up and getting involved, guys. Don't just come and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and just come sit down and all you get is a paper where say you're medical UCC. No. When people go by UCC platform, then for soon as face it by UCC platform. Yes, guys, it must get to the money's worth out of UCC, right? So that is what, on a paper, on a school fee, don't forget things, right? So that is what the Campus Ambassador Program is about. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Alisha. Thank you, Natalia. If you guys have any questions for any of us, please to drop that in the chat. Let me see if I can add. There we go. Please to drop that in the chat. Natalia, guys, she's still like tips in the chat. She's still giving tips in the chat. I see Alisha, Natalia still in the chat, working the chat. See, this is what I'm talking about. If you guys have any question for us, we're going into our Q&A segment right now where you can ask us anything about the program. You can ask Alisha anything. You can ask Natalia anything. I'm sure you guys have questions. I'm sure you have questions. So let me know. I see Kayan ask about culinary arts for level 3. I'm not exactly sure what you're asking, Kayan. Maybe you want to message me. Let me know what you're asking so I can answer your question. Do you guys have any questions at all? We were this thorough. That y'all don't have no questions. When is the deadline? Okay, so applications remain open. There's no deadline per se for application. Application remains open, but we are actively recruiting persons for the summer, because we have a lot of programs coming up in the next semester. So we have Youth Month coming up. That's going to be a lot of activities happening. We're going to need our ambassadors at that time. So we're having a Youth Month Expo and Talent Showcase. Excitement. We're going to need our ambassadors. We have several events coming up that we want our ambassadors to be at. When you can go up on stage, go say, hi, I'm a campus ambassador. Welcome to UCC. Yeah, we need y'all to do these kinds of things, right? We sometimes have recruitment events happening. Like, for instance, we had Expo Jamaica recently. It would have been good to have our campus ambassadors working Expo Jamaica. You know what I mean? So there's several things happening. As I said, there's always something happening at UCC, always, right? And so we need our campus ambassadors. So we are actively recruiting now so we can get you guys situated. We're going to be doing some orientation and a little bit of training. So you'll see these two faces again, doing a little bit of training so we can get you guys, where we need you to be. So when we say Yeah, we're ready to go. Where can we find the application information? I am going to drop the link in the chat right now to the application form. I'm going to drop the link in the chat right now to the application form where you can go. But what I will do is at the end of this session, I'm going to email out to the persons who are registered a Google document that has all the information in there about everything that we discussed here today, and a little bit more detail that I didn't necessarily go into here. And as I said, we're also working on other monetary incentives for our campus ambassadors, as well as other opportunities that we can introduce our campus ambassadors to. That one is for you, Alisha. Jovial is asking you a question. Sure, okay. Where can
you can reach out to me. You can reach out to me on Instagram at Alisha Thorpe, LinkedIn, not Twitter, my email. But you can just type in Alisha Thorpe and you'll see my name pop up, and I'm approachable and, I respond to my messages. So you can definitely reach out to me, anyone that is.
All right. Any other question about anything that you guys would have heard here today about the application process, requirements, benefits, duties, responsibilities? Any other question? No.
I think everyone understood and they're excited.
Okay, good. Are you guys okay? Show of hands in the chat if you guys are excited about this program. How much is it okay to apply even if you're doing online? Yeah, man, of course.
I was online, by the way, everyone.
I'm a fully online student, so you can definitely go online. You can make content at home. I make almost all of my content at home unless I go onto campus for a specific event. So definitely, I'm encouraging you.
And sometimes we'll invite you to come on content because Natalia said something that triggered something in my brain, because that interview teachers, yeah, I'm like the idea there. I may want to explore that idea a little bit more, to have you guys go around and interviewing people on campus. Yeah, I like that idea. That's a really good idea. Marcella said she's at work, she can't talk, but it's clear. Great. Very much excited, Kassan. Me too. I can't wait to have you guys in the group so we can do things and have the excitement going on. Yes, I love it. All right, guys. So if we're clear, I don't want to keep you guys long. I know how the attention span for Gen Xers. Which one is it? Gen X or Gen Z? Gen Z. You're all Gen Z. I'm a millennial. Forgive me. All right. So, Z, you guys are Z. All right then. So Zers, I look forward to. And if there are any millennials in here, or Gen Xers in here, everybody is welcome to join the program. There's no age limit on the program. It don't matter what you're enrolled in at UCC, you are welcome. If you are a graduate student, undergraduate, doctoral, occupational associates, welcome. Boomers, Anthony, you're a boomer? Yeah, man, who wants some boomer student content? Millennial here. Yes. And yes, man, bring your boomer content, Anthony, because we do have a large professional working boomer, right? Student body at UCC too, and we need them to be represented as well, right? So yes.
Yeah. Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you.
Right, as Natalia was mentioning about, interviewing teachers and stuff, you can definitely branch off on that idea and make it like a campus TV, and then the ambassadors would be like the hosts of that, and it can be like a nice series.
You see, great minds, because we're thinking podcasts, we're thinking student podcasts, we're thinking along those lines, because We want to hear what students have to say. We want to hear what students are interested in. And something, because all of that makes the experience better. That means we can now know what we need to do to make your experience better. So we were definitely toying around with some of the ideas, still are, and would love to have an opportunity to put some of those ideas, get them off the ground and get them in place. So for sure. So if any of you guys out there have a nice podcast voice, hello, hi. Yes, we want you guys. We want the podcast voice. We want the Paula and Porter voices. Right. We want that too. Damar says you have a podcast voice. Great. Casilla says she's ready. How we find lecturers, I will think of my own ideas. How we find lecturers, we can arrange it to make it look like it's accidental, but arrange it. Y'all know you're going to learn the tricks of marketing. You'll learn the tricks of marketing. Oh, look who I happened to bump into. It was organized. Never mind. Never mind. All right. All angles with UCC. Easy now. All right, guys. So it's 2:10. If you guys have no more questions, we can end the session here. You guys were a lovely audience, a lovely guest. We had some really good presenters today. You guys did so well. I'm so proud of you. You guys did so well. And you, our audience, you guys are awesome. Very engaging, and we really, really appreciate that. And I'm looking out for some of y'all applications, because some of y'all are hilarious. Thanks, Martina. Okay, guys. So if there are make sure to answer no questions at all, please attach the application in my email. Yes, we will send out the application link in the email with the documents, everything. I got you. In the email as well. Y'all will get that today pronto. Okay? And so if there are no more questions, we are going to jump off and say thank you so much for joining us today. So very informative. Thank you, Ken. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for being amazing, an amazing audience. And thank you to Alisha and Natalia for sharing. Guys, all I said to them was, come talk to the people in both things. And we got professional, we got entertaining, we got interesting, we got some really good tips. Yeah, Natalia, you could have got teach. Alisha can go teach Magdalena, and Natalia can go teach marketing. Y'all are bomb. All right. All right, guys, you can hop off, and I will see you guys. I'll send you guys the email, and I will see you guys on the application form. Go and fill out those application form, and looking forward to having you guys as a part of our ambassador programs. We shall have a grand time. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.